What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back for another movie review. This one is a spoiler review. Spoiler review of Venom. Leave now if you don't want to be spoiled, like milk, you know what I'm saying, or bananas. Leave now. I'm telling you now. I don't want to see in the comments say, you ruined it for me. I'm telling you right here. I don't know why y'all stick around. Oh, it's a spoiler. Let's go in anyway. Oh, you ruined everything, Tony. I'm telling you. All right, I'm about to talk about Venom and everything that happened in it. All right, here we go. From the beginning, it gets right to it. So the opening scene, space shuttle coming in.
Hey, we're coming in hot. Talking to base camp. Oh, base camp here. We see you coming in.
And then I don't know what happened inside the spaceship. Shit went wrong. Ship started breaking off, and then they just crash land in Malaysia. And apparently they had some symbiote samples in there. From where? I do not know. They never really fully explained it on where they got the symbiotes from and why they got them. And the symbiotes was like, we found you. How did you find us, symbiotes? You know what I'm saying? So then crash land, it was like, all right, we got to extract it. You know, the main villain already pops up like, find the samples. That's how you can tell a villain right out the gate, is when lives are at stake or lost, they don't even care about the lives. The samples, though. Well, some of the astronauts didn't make it. The samples. That right there lets you know, oh, we don't like this guy because he didn't care about the astronauts' lives. You know, they could have made him more gray and been like, oh man, did everybody survive? He didn't even ask about that. He was like, the samples. We found it. We missing one sample, you know what I'm saying? One astronaut is alive. He's like, oh, it's great, but the samples though. The astronaut that was alive had the symbiote on it, so they was trying to rush him to the hospital, takes over the ambulance, boom. Symbiote gets into somebody else. I don't know where this girl walked to, but apparently she was walking for a long time. I don't know if she walked to another country, but she was walking. She fixed her broken leg. The symbiote fixed it, so she just walking the streets. And apparently didn't hitchhike, just walked for miles. And by the time she got to another town, she looked depleted. She looked like she had been walking for 18 years, no beverage. So she gets to the town and then, you know what I'm saying, gets another host, and here we go. Now, the other samples that they had, you know, they doing the trials, they doing all these trial runs on rabbits, poor rabbits, by the way, testing it out on the animals. Then the villain, the main villain, is in charge of the company, like, let's go to human trials. Wait, we haven't even begun to even scratch the surface on the test. Let's go to human trials. Don't you care about your family, your livelihood? Let's go to human trials. All right, well, let's do it then. But they never really explained what makes a host a good match. They just was kind of like, oh, he's a good match. Why? Is it the blood type? Is it the genetic gene pool? Is it the genotype, phenotype? What makes a human host a good host for the symbiote? Like, they never explained that. They never explained it. Like when Venom gets attached to Eddie, it's like, I like you, Eddie. Oh, okay, we're both losers. All right. But how am I physically not dead? Because I like you. Is that all it takes? The symbiote has to like you? Why not like the rabbit? I mean, rabbits are nice, furry. Nothing. None of that was explained. The special effects, man, it just meant nothing. Like when, you know, Venom is like making a knife out of his hand or like shooting darts and stuff like that. It didn't feel like it was really just impactful, like it was really breaking people off. Like people were dying. The body count is high, but it's a PG-13 body count. So people just falling, no blood, heads getting ate off. Like Venom ate people's faces, but you didn't feel that. It was just like, and he just threw them to the side. And even when he bit their faces, it looked like they still had their face when he threw them to the side. What did he just do? Did he just kiss them? Did he, like a lollipop? That's a good flavor. Just throw it to the side? I don't know. I just didn't like that dynamic. And at the end, when Venom ate a robber in a store, no sign of the robber whatsoever. No blood, no gene residue, no clothing, nothing. I was like, where'd he go? And then Tom Hardy's just standing there, sorry, man, I got a parasite. Like, no, don't do this. It turned into a cartoon right there. That was a cartoon. That was mad silly right there. He ate the guy in front of and the lady just watched it and was like, oh, okay, you just ate somebody in front of me. You turned into this huge black thing, ate a person, and then I'm just like, oh, okay, see you next week, Eddie. No, No, that's not what we doing. I'm gonna need some shock. I'm gonna need her to just really be tripping. Like I said before in the other review, I really like Tom Hardy's choices, and I felt like he was really going through some things. Like, yo, help me out here. I don't know what's going on. He had that manic thing down. So I really appreciated that, and I thought he was a good casting choice, and I would like to see him again in another Venom. Michelle Williams plays Eddie Brock's love interest, who I like. I like her face, first of all, and she's a good actress. They broke up in the movie because he did some shady stuff. You know, he went into her secret files, got her fired, which is perfect grounds for breaking up with somebody. Like, I don't trust you, you got me fired, we're done. Very believable. She was out of there, and I was like, all right, I can respect it. She left and stayed going. She was like, I'm out. 6 months had passed. He pulls up, I miss you, man. She was like, look, I got a boyfriend. You know, I'm just out here living my life. He's a surgeon. We having a good time. And the surgeon, her boyfriend was mad cool. He wasn't even a jerk. So it's not like, once you set up the new boyfriend as a cool person, it's gonna be a hard dynamic for, it's not gonna be like, let's get back together. Because now you feel bad for the new guy because he was cool. He was a good guy. He wasn't tripping on Eddie. He wasn't insecure. There was one scene in the movie where the symbiote gets off of Eddie. They trap it in the room, and it's just like in there, and they looking through the glass door like, yo, man, how do we do? And the new boyfriend asked Michelle Williams like, yo, what are we gonna do? And she's like, look, I don't want you to worry about Eddie and I. You know, it's just, you know, I'm not worried about that. What's this thing in this room? Very believable. Like, I don't care. If I saw that, if I saw some black goo come out of somebody and just roam around the room, I don't care about my relationship in that moment. I'm just like, you know what? I don't give a damn what you talking about. This thing right here, what is it? Is it gonna get on me? Is it, we need to, and why do you look away from it? They were talking to each other while the thing is in there. They talking, looking in each other's eyes. I can talk to you and look at that thing at the same time. Like, yo, I don't care about Eddie. You know, even if y'all want to get back together, that's cool. But this black shit right here, what is it? Why is it moving around by itself? Why did it come out of Eddie and it's in there moving around? Oh, it's going in the vent. It's going in the vent. That's the realism. It's like when you get a spider in your house, in your room. You never take your eyes off of it. You be, oh, that's a big spider, especially a big one. A black widow in your kitchen, you're not taking your eyes off that. You be like, hey, oh, snap. All right, kids, watch it. I'm going to go get something to kill it. Nobody, because if everybody takes their eyes off of it, it's gone. It's in the vent, it's in your covers, it's in your shoe closet. So here's the thing, and I knew this was going to happen. Since there were other symbiotes, I knew another symbiote was going to get latched on to the main villain guy, the tech guy. I knew that was going to happen, because it's always a superhero. Let's get somebody with the same powers. And then here we go. And so here's what I didn't like. As soon as it got on him, he was already adjusted to the living with a symbiote life. Like that's easy. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy. It's not like getting in the Uber with somebody like, yeah, this is pretty easy. I punch you in, you pick me up, and then you drop me off. No, this is a symbiote living off of you, talking in your head. You don't just, you know, slide into that and know what to do. He knew what to do immediately. I was like, man, he was all walking around calm, no sweatiness. Eddie Brock stays sweaty and fidgety because he was like, I don't know what's going on. That's believable. Like, if I got a symbiote in me, I'm like, I'm a hypochondriac anyway. Whenever I watch a documentary about viruses, I'm like, yo, I got all of that. I have it. I thought I had it. I was like, yo, man, I got it too, Tom. I can feel it. I'm fidgety. This dude, he gets the symbiote on him. He's just like, yeah, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to use it to my advantage now. I'm going to go in space. We're going to go in space together. Like, no adjustment phase? This was the same day. No adjustment phase. I'm like, all right, man, that's crap. They rushed that part of it. Another thing I didn't like was what really made Venom like Earth. They didn't explain that. They just flipped it real quick. Hey, I like it here. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to stick around. Like, what made you change your mind? A minute ago, you was like, we're going to take over this planet. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Your planet's done for. He went to the roof of one building in San Francisco like, man, this is nice up here. You know what? I think I like you guys, man. Me and you, we're going to be a team. I'm going to take out the other symbiote. We're just going to be dope together. No, that's not working for me. First of all, they kind of explain why Venom did like Eddie, because he saw similarities in himself. Like, I'm a loser on my planet too, so I feel you. So I was like, all right, I get that connection. I guess since we got to feel it in ourselves, he just started feeling Eddie's good side and was like, you know what, man, this is not so bad. You know what? I kind of like it here, man. I think I'm gonna hang out here. And since he was a loser where he came from, I can get why he might have liked Earth. He's like, I like it here better. You know what I'm saying? Just, I'm hungry though. Let's eat. Everything, the action meant nothing to me. Surprisingly, I'm an action guy. Like, that's what I live for. That's my favorite genre. But the action meant nothing. Like the huge motorcycle chase through the streets of San Francisco, no adrenaline pump. I was just like, all right, man, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, that scene where he falls off the bike because he went up too high over the hill and then brings it back, it meant nothing. No emotion. And then the fight at the end with the two symbiotes going at it, you don't know what's going on. I couldn't tell what was going on. It was dark. They looked the same. First of all, Venom and the other symbiote didn't even look that much different. He was a little bit more gray with a little bit of red underneath. That's it. I was just like, ah. And then when they fought each other, it was just like, looked like a mixture of paint brushes was just painting and just, you know, I was like, what's happening here? It almost got Transformer-like. And we all know how that looks. And then when they came out of the symbiotes and fought, like, you know, as humans, that fight was mad weak. I don't know who did the choreography right there. Trash. And then when they were coming out of the symbiotes and like going in and then they merged into one, I barely understood what I was looking at visually. I was like, wait, they're together? Oh, they were both in there. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man, too many questions. Now, I will say this again. I liked Venom's voice, and I like the dynamic of him and Eddie. I'd like to see more of that. So I will say I want to see another Venom. The fact that they introduced Carnage at the end, I'm like, yes, Carnage, because Carnage is absolutely insane. And Woody Harrelson playing an insane person, I believe it every time. You know, natural born killers, man. Woody Harrelson. So I'm all for it in this big red hair. I'm with it. Anyway, man, let me know what you thought of Venom in the comment section below, man. And also, do you think it's absolutely necessary for the next one to be rated R? I do. And if you're gonna have Carnage, you have to make it rated R. I'll tell you this, if they make a Carnage and it's PG-13, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I'm gonna sit there and protest, boycott. I'm not gonna watch it until DVD and they say the unrated version, then I'm gonna pull up. But if they have the balls to make Carnage PG-13, I am done. I'm done, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. And as usual, we out here.